Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope for our own sake that we're live streaming on the right channel. Yeah, we are. I've got a green bar.
Oh, that's good.
I'd like to welcome the Manchester molester.
I introduced myself and then drove to say, are you sure we're streaming?
We are.
Okay.
The Chorley Chomo.
I suppose I'm from
that area. Yeah. Chorley FM.
Coming in your ears.
Coming in your ears. Yeah, exactly. Chorley FM. Where else are you from? Bolton. No, you're from everywhere. The Bolton boy bummer.
Listen, this isn't just a stream, just to fucking take the piss out of me. It's supposed to be saying something.
You have to have a good introduction. You don't have to say anything.
Okay, I'll just be quiet and you just try it.
No, because I can't do everything alone. That's why. Well, yeah, until this week when you keep saying, "Come in my room. I need a hand with this."
Yeah, that's when you was dreaming.
Oh yeah.
Waking up from a dream.
Oh well, I wasn't.
I had a dream last night. Andy knocked on my door and went, I need somebody to put suntan lotion on my back, please. That never actually happened, mate. So
That's what you've been saying ever since it happened. You did it.
No.
I wasn't the one.
You dreamed.
I wasn't the one. I wasn't the one that said, let's go to the beach and take all our clothes off.
It's just, I forgot my shorts.
Yeah, I had my shorts. You didn't. You were like, oh, well, it doesn't matter, does it? I'll just go in naked. Like, but I don't want these people to see me, Adam. Do you mind if I just stand behind you for a minute?
Just in case anybody's taking notes, that never actually happened.
It did. Anyway.
I didn't strip off at the beach. I did, though.
I did. I got in the sea. I'm a brave motherfucker. I got in the cold Mediterranean Sea. Got in. No, it came up to my knob, and that's where I decided to come back. Once it touched the tip, I was like, "Oh, that's too cold."
That was a pretty half-assed attempt, wasn't it?
It's still May. The sea hasn't had time to warm up. It was cold.
Yeah. Okay.
Terry's demanding we put the cam on, but no, Andy doesn't want the camera on. He says he doesn't want to play up to the camera.
No, this is too much of a
No.
It's too much of a
We're gonna take these shots though.
more.
Yeah, one more. Come on, because we.
Right, we bought the first night here.
Zivania.
Zivania, it says traditional spirit from the island of Cyprus, and we bought it there.
Yeah, we did, because we didn't know if we could get to a shop, so we wanted something to drink when we arrived.
Yeah, that's right, because we were going to come to where we're staying in the car, and didn't know whether there'd be beers available, was there?
People are saying they can't hear you again. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're gonna have to sit closer to me.
Right, can you hear me? Can you hear me now, guys? Just
because we're both talking into the same mic. I don't understand why you can only hear me and not Andy. This happened before, didn't it?
It did, and it's really fucking annoying.
It's quite weird.
Can you just let us know
if I move the microphone over nearer you, because obviously I've got a more clearer and better voice.
You've got a gayer voice,
right.
And it always comes across better in. Yes, no, right, okay. Right, oh, what a fucking shit. Right, okay, basically, if you didn't hear me before, guys, I was just telling you Adam keeps coming on to me religiously during this holiday. Yeah. I'll just be lying down in my room having a nap, and then suddenly the door will start knocking. Andy, I'm feeling scared. I don't like being alone in the dark. Could you just help me? I'm like, fuck off or I'll kill you. And he still won't get the message.
That's not what happened at all. Andy keeps trying these little tricks.
Like, what tricks?
Like, oh, I'm just bending over naked.
What if you was doing that? Why would you spout it out and Why would you go like, oh, Adam, I'm just bending over naked. Can you see me?
Because I've got stuck. I bent over and I can't get back up. Could you just stand behind me and pull me up?
That'd be like the most unblatant attempt at fucking seducing someone ever, wouldn't it? Oh, Jesus.
Compared to some of your things, I wouldn't call it unblatant. But anyway.
Oh, Christ. Anyway, I think you didn't hear me before. We had a drink. What's that say again? Zivania, traditional spirit from the island of Cyprus, which I think you bought that, didn't you, in the airport? And it's the percentage. It's not that 45%, and we're just going to do
Let's just do it. Because the last one was a Savannah after a few
we're
beers.
just going to do another shot of it,
Come on.
right?
So,
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. But anyway, should we tell everybody about our experience tonight?
So we got extremely horribly.
No, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. Hang on a minute, that's the same thing, isn't it? Hello, Daft Cam. Yeah, we went to went to like a monument a few days ago called the Tomb of Kings, which is like an ancient ruins.
It was where they buried like the
Royalty and such. And we got there. We were there for about 10 minutes, and then we looked in one tomb. And then Andy went, "This is shit. Let's go." That was it. That was our cultural intake. I went into like 2 tombs, and then Andy went, "You've seen them one. You've seen them all." Some of these tombs date back to the 4th century BC or AD. In fact, it's weird because you say that and you're like, well, how could you get those 2 things wrong? But there's actually only an 8-year difference, isn't there?
Yeah, but you're right. Now that you say that, there was a lot of history there, and if you think about it, it's pretty. It boggles the mind that it's something so old and so historic. But I was thinking, like, it's been overrun by tourists, and that sacredness that existed has kind of been ruined by too many tourists, and it kind of took the appeal away for me. I was enjoying listening to some music on my headphones, but I thought, let's fucking do one. Anyway, so the point was, we came back there. There's a stretch of bars, surprisingly, around that area. In fact, where was that? The monument in relation to the bars we went to?
It was a little bit before.
Oh, was it?
No, I saw the sign.
Oh, did you? I didn't. It just occurred to me then. Anyway, we went back to that area tonight because some people said there was some decent bars around there, and fucking, we went in the worst bar in history, didn't we? Oh my! I'm glad it was a bit of a surreal experience. I'm kind of glad that we went there. I'm glad that we went in the worst bar ever because it couldn't possibly get any worse, could it?
No. We went into a place called Planeta Karaoke. No audio now. What? How is there no audio now? Hang on, give me a second, guys. I'm going to look at the settings. I don't know if anyone can hear us at the moment. Guys, could you just let us know in the chat, has this improved the audio quality?
Yeah, can you hear me as well, guys?
We're both kind of equidistant from the microphone, so we should sound better now.
Oh,
good.
Cheers, Joe. Thanks a lot.
Joe.
Anyway, if you didn't hear us, we went into what we believe is the worst bar that the human race,
Cyprus
not in the
world.
world. It was a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
You had to go down a flight of stairs, so it was kind of underground, right? You went underground, so it was like dark. it was kind of half Russian, half Greek people in there. It was a karaoke bar that was being run on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. There was people weren't going up to the stage like you would expect with a karaoke bar. Like literally, the guy would go around, get people's songs, and then he would find it on YouTube and play it. So it didn't even have, like when you go to karaoke normally, it's got the little ball going above the words to tell you when and where to sing them. And they didn't have that. It was just this dude playing it on YouTube. So unless you knew the song off by heart, but on top of that, it was the most expensive bar we had been in.
Yeah, because I went to the bar. I got us a bottle of
a small bottle though,
a 330 milliliter bottle of Keogh Lager each. I gave her a €10 note, and I was waiting for her to come back with change. And she just didn't.
No.
And then she went to the other end of the bar and didn't look at me. And I was like, hang on a minute, this is weird. So I had to go over to her. I was like, excuse me, love, I just gave you €10 there. She said, yeah, that's right. So she had to then give me a receipt. And it was like fucking €5 for a fucking small bottle of beer.
And it was a regular, like a normal, like Bud bottle or Beck's bottle of beer. And in the bars here, it's very competitive. So normally you're looking maximum for $2.50 for a pint, whereas Andy ended up paying €5 for 2 bottles of tiny beer, and then it was horrible.
It was It was €10 for 2 bottles, wasn't it? So
it
was 5 each. You gave me the half because you knew I'd been gypped. So thanks for that.
He was ripped off. So I gave him I paid $5 for that, like. And then to top it off, like literally while we were in there, I wrote a Google review of it. It's just like you don't fuck with me. I deal with scammers on the reg, and then we went outside. Like we just downed our beers as quick as possible. And so we went outside, and I was like, Andy, I want to make a film. I want to make a little video about this bar, because this actually fits in with my scam baiting channel. Like, if you don't want to be scammed, don't go to this bar. So Andy started filming me while I'm still outside, and I'm going, this is the worst bar in the world. It's full of shit cunts. Sorry, I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube, because I know fuck it, this channel's not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter. I can say whatever I want, you
fuckers.
And then some massive fucking bloke came out, like, while I was making
stalking
the video.
us.
Yeah.
I was filming Adam, right? So I've got his phone on him on video. And as I'm filming it, he's going, this is fucking shit, this place. I'll fucking rip you off. And then some fucking huge guy appears from the bar. Some fucking Greek guy or Russian. I couldn't figure it out. And then he's like watching us film this video. And I'm thinking, shit, I don't want to say anything to Adam because we're in the middle of filming. But at the same time, I was thinking, this guy's going to fucking kick our head in.
Yeah.
Or he's going to get his fucking mates to kick our head in.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do we do here now? Luckily, Adam, you kind of knew something was going on, didn't you?
Well, I figured.
and then he started going, bravo, and he's clapping, and we're thinking, I'm like, what's he going to do, this guy now? But then we just kind of walked off.
Walked off rather swiftly. So then we went to some other bars in Paphos, but of course, like, honestly, like, there was no middle ground. I think if for sort of middle-aged people as us.
No, we're not middle-aged. We're still clinging to.
Men,
I'm still clinging to youth, mate.
I know you are.
That's what I'd like to do. Yeah, I always like to cling on to youth.
You'd love to cling on to some youth, wouldn't you? You'd like to do a bit more than cling on to some youth.
They're clinging on to me, that's what I'd like.
I'm not a pedo, I'm just drinking from the fountain of youth. But yeah, so then we went to some other bars, and my God, it was depressing. And
no, but we found the humour in it, didn't we? You know?
We did. But at the same time, we kind of felt like grumpy old men that had been forced.
Yeah, it's not our thing anymore, though, is it? We've kind of realised that there's nothing wrong. You have that experience of you when you're younger and, you know, drinking excessively and enjoying shite music. It's like when we was in that bar and they were all singing. There's certain songs on karaoke that, for whatever reason, people just sing repeatedly. And what was that? Sweet Caroline.
Caroline.
It wasn't karaoke, was it?
No,
all...
it's just what they were playing, because they played your song afterwards, remember?
Yeah, and it was like, Sweet Caroline, and then everyone was like, oh, fuck off. We've heard this song a million times.
No.
It was shit when it fucking came out initially, and it's still fucking shit.
It's not a bad song. It's just been overplayed.
Yeah, but like, it's shit now because it has been overplayed. I don't want to hear it anymore, and it's like, oh.
Oh no, but they then topped it off by playing that fucking shark song, didn't they? The one that, like, the kids song. That's where I knew everything had gone awry. Was when they started playing the shark song. That was horrible. And there's like these middle-aged, or not even like elderly women dancing around, like, just hoping for some.
What about that one? Right, we were sat on this sort of terrace next to the path, and there were like, it was pretty desperate at this point. We were like, fucking hell, could this night get any worse after that fucking bow went in? And I saw like a group of women approach from like the corner of my eye. And I thought, this could be the answers to our prayers here. And it was like, and then a woman who was like in her 60s
with a walking stick, wasn't she?
Just hobbling like Yoda from fucking Star Wars, like on a walking stick. I was like, ooh, and it was like, oh man, and I just burst out laughing. I thought that's basically what's happened tonight,
There was no middle ground. Either everyone was like really young and so naive they didn't realise just how tacky and shite everywhere they were going was, or they were old and were just like, I don't know, let's just go here because they're gonna play horrible, terrible music, and we can dance around our handbags to it. Throw your handbags in the middle.
Yeah, and we didn't. Yeah, fucking hell. So we've had like the most enjoyable nights when we haven't really done anything. When we try and actually do something, it falls to shit.
The thing is, I think we culturally we've done pretty well so far. Like we've gone to some like mountain towns, and we've gone to some nice sort of secluded beaches and stuff.
Yeah, we fucking know that, don't we? Adam's tried to have his way with me on these secluded beaches.
Yeah. I'm not the one that keeps going on about skinny dipping.
I've never mentioned skinny dipping.
Oh yeah, you'd say that now, wouldn't you? Now we're live. You don't mention that every. Oh, why don't we do some skinny dipping? Oh, I forgot my shorts again. I forgot my shorts. Can I borrow again? Can I borrow yours? Well, I've only got one pair. You're like, well, that's all right. We'll share them. We'll both get in them at the same time.
Let's not bother at all. Let's just I won't look. I promise. Oh, I saw a little sneak then. Oh,
yeah. And then he's like, oh, do you know, I can reach everywhere to get my suntan lotion on except my cock and balls.
Why would you need to put suntan lotion on your cock?
Because you're naked. Did you forget?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but yeah. I wonder if people do that.
What? If I was going to sunbathe naked, I would put suntan lotion on my cock and balls.
But... yeah, I suppose people... Yeah, but why would you want it... Yeah, I get it. Why would you want a suntan on your knob?
Why? I don't know. You're preaching to the choir.
You're the expert, man.
Hey, ladies. Do you want to have a look at the tan on my knob?
Get Mr. Penis out.
Get me. See, this is what I'm talking about. What you've just said.
I'm just repeating what Darth Khan said.
Yeah, that's an easy excuse, isn't it? Get Mr. Penis out.
See, fucking hell, give me a break.
You don't want to get burned down there. You might want to get shaved down there, but you don't want to get burned down there. But yeah, we went out and we kind of realised how horrible English people are when they're on holiday.
Yeah, we don't really like ourselves, do we? As a kind of culture. And it's a bit snobby to say. You can't really go, oh yeah, English people are wankers because we're one of them. So you can't. I don't like to judge people or races or anything, especially when you
The
come
English
from
race.
it.
Yeah.
But if you look at us as a country and a peoples,
we should be more evolved.
We're not very clever, are we? We kind of. What about that guy that just randomly sat next to us and started babbling on about boring football?
No, you just sacked him off and looked in the other direction, so I was forced to try and be polite to him.
But we were just sat down watching the Liverpool-Newcastle game, and this guy who had already fucking clocked on that was a boring fucker just randomly sat next to us and started. I sort of looked away and started talking to Adam about, yeah, I tell you what, my mate when I was younger, me and my Dave, I tell you what, we had a laugh, didn't we? I was telling Susan, I've telling her, this lad here was telling about me and Dave when we were younger. Like, fuck off, we're not fucking interested. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, he's fucking going on, and he's like, who do you think's better, Messi or Ronaldo? I think Messi's better. You're like, no one fucking cares.
I don't know you. I don't want to speak to you.
Fucker. Fuck off.
He wasn't Cockney though.
He was.
You just want to say he's Cockney. He was a Yorkshire Cockneyman. Anyway, to look at some more positive things, we have
the point is that like when I've kind of foreseen that a lot of people talk boring shite, don't they? About boring
well, we
things.
did discuss this, but it may kind of offend some people because like a lot of like we're both single men with no children.
Losers
basically. But at the same time, to make ourselves feel better, we're like, well, he's in a boring, mundane life, so he has to start a conversation with anyone else who speaks the same language to make himself feel a bit better. Like there is some other kind of
and
life
about
out
boring things as well. It's like you can have a bit of fun, and it's not my place or anybody's to say how somebody else lives, but I refuse to believe that walking up to complete strangers when pissed, talking about who is a better football player isn't an adequate use of one's time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, at the same time, it's probably like, well, at least it's 10 minutes away from my wife.
Yeah, but fuck that. Oh god.
Anyway, let's talk about the fun things we have done. We've been to some we've done a lot of off-roading the last 2 days on our quad bikes, which has been fucking fantastic. That's all I want to do, is just drive around on a quad bike for the rest of my life.
Yeah, when Adam realised he couldn't fucking get his wicked way with me, he thought, oh, let's just get a quad bike.
Let's just get a quad bike. At least the vibrations is a bit like gay sex.
Oh, there you go, guys. That's what we've had to do to keep him quiet.
Although I am worried for my sperm count, because when you're sitting down and go over those bumps, you can feel it in your balls. So we've started standing up sometimes on the bikes, but we've had a great time on the bikes. And we've been able to go to some places that other people haven't been able to go to, which has been fantastic. Today we went right up into this huge mountains, and we looked over this massive dam, and then we drove down from there to the coast, and then we took these tiny little like coastal bumpy paths that cars can't go down. Found ourselves a nice little secluded beach. And that's when I went in the sea and Andy read his Star Wars bollocks.
Which is brilliant. I'm reading a Star Wars book at the same time, but
Mark's just said, I always notice that when people are drunk, they hug me and say, I fucking love you, man. That hasn't happened to me since my youth days of raving and taking the old Mandy, to be honest. That hasn't happened for a long time. I miss those days. At least that's fun. I don't mind like random strangers coming up going, I fucking love you, man, as long as you're...
But that's what, like, those people that we saw in that bar, they were kind of doing that to each other, and they were dancing to fucking Sweet Caroline. But that's what alcohol does to you. And we're drinking now. We've had a couple of shots, so I am being an hypocrite, obviously. But...
The hypocritic oath.
Yeah. And it's a funny thing because you kind of enjoy yourself, but at the same time... It's like last night, I was drunk, and and you were sober.
Yeah,
and
he was winding me up.
Yeah, and I was being a dick.
He was a massive knob last night.
But you can't, like, when you're drunk, you kind of, it's inevitable. When you're pissed and you're really pissed, you become a twat. You just do.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
At least last night it was in fairly good humour. You just wouldn't. You did one thing that really annoyed me, and he wouldn't back down, and that was the trouble. Yeah, I was sober last night, Mark, because we wanted to go down to Coral Bay. Well, we did go down to Coral Bay. Not just we wanted, like things we want. Yeah, but we can't smoke it in here.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Well, we could if the door's wide open.
All right.
Shh, but don't tell anyone.
It is only nicotine.
Yeah, no, it is, but grab the ashtray from out there, though. But we got into a big argument over Andy's misuse of quotation marks. Now, he doesn't remember this conversation whatsoever, but I
do vaguely remember it. I don't understand why I was getting so passionate about it, though.
No, you weren't. You were deflecting because you didn't want to admit you were wrong.
But that's a sign of being drunk, isn't
Yeah.
it? Do you know what I mean? You kind of lose that kind of perspective to, you know.
So yeah, no, he was annoying me, but I was finding it quite funny. I was finding it funny and frustrating at the same time. For a while it was funny, but eventually it was like, well, CK, yes, but quotation marks should only ever be used. We're talking about air quotations, like when you're.
I thought we were talking about them grammar-wise.
Well, grammar-wise, you were even more incorrect.
Right, let's not go there again. Let's not.
No. And then and the thing was, all I wanted to point out was that he'd used an incorrect quote. In fact, it comes back to the conversation we had just before we were talking about streaming. And it's a little bit personal, so I probably shouldn't say it here. But because you were having a nap and used quotation marks, I was like, what exactly are you implying?
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, fucking hell.
Now, in my mind, I was like, Andy was implying I didn't have a nap and I was having a wank. But then I realised, that's not. His brain wasn't even that smart to use that argument against me. Because I said I'm going to have a nap, and he went out and he went, "You having a nap?" And I was like, "What do you mean I was having a nap?" And he said the word "nap" in air quotation marks, and we got into this 45-minute argument.
That's funny.
About where and when quotation marks should and shouldn't be used. And it got to the point where I had to Google quotation marks, and even then he wouldn't back down. And yeah, it got very frustrating. At least tonight we're both drunk, so it's quite good fun. But
last night though, I was considerably drunker than I am. I'm not drunk. I wouldn't consider myself drunk now. A little bit tipsy, but last night I was drunk and you were sober.
Yeah.
So there's massive fucking differences there, isn't there? And it's annoying dealing with someone. You think you can, like, if you go out and a lot of people are pissed and you're not, it's not pleasant. Do you know what I mean? So it's cheers. It's not nice.
No, it wasn't fun for me. I was the sober one. And he still beat me at pool when he was drunk out of his
you're
mind.
shit, man.
No, it was just a billiards table. It wasn't a pool table.
Still pool, and you lost.
Still rate you at table.
Adam lost to me when I was bladdered at pool, and you were stone cold sober. Well, you weren't. I mean, you only had one, didn't you?
I had one beer before we left, and I had one beer when we first got down to Coral Bay, and then I didn't drink for the rest of the night.
So the best parts of the holiday really have been non-alcohol related. They've all been when we've been exploring and
to be fair, that's what I like though. It's about culture. I mean, my favourite parts have been the meals we've had. We've had some beautiful
brilliant
meals.
food, haven't we? We've never really had a bad meal, have we? Breakfast that we've had, the breakfasts and the meals. That I had a mixed grill. In fact, it was the second night we were there. What did you have when I had that mixed grill?
I had the chicken souvlaki.
Yeah, so we've tried to dabble in some of the Greek food, but
Well, we have. I think every meal I've had's been pretty Greek.
well, we
but
had a fucking English breakfast
Oh
today.
yeah. But that they were daytime meals. They don't count.
Yeah, but it was good though. It was
Yeah.
like €6 for
Oh,
two
today
for
that,
two
yeah.
massive pieces of bacon, a fried egg, beans, two tomatoes because you didn't want yours.
Yeah.
Cucumber as well. Couldn't get
That
our
was
heads around
and
that, could we?
halloumi.
That was nice though.
It was nice. The halloumi was nice. It tasted like meat. The halloumi. I'd never had it before. I don't think, but the halloumi was great. Like, but cucumber with a fried breakfast. But also, yeah, €6, and we got freshly squeezed orange juice with it.
Yeah, it was a bit watered down though. It was freshly squeezed, but they put a lot of water in with it.
Yeah, but you couldn't complain because most places will charge you a decent amount for freshly squeezed orange juice. So that's what we had on our way down to the beach today.
Well, I think
there was sausage, Darth.
I'm glad. Cheers, Darth. You've actually mentioned something that we forgot. He knows better than we did about our own fucking meal. There was there was a sausage in there as well. Adam loves his sausages, don't you?
Well, not as much as you do.
Well,
You're always going, oh, I can't wait to go out. get me some Greek sausage. Oh. Where's old Stavros with his Greek sausage for me?
No, but like, I think we rented quad bikes out for like 4 days, and the ability to kind of just explore on quad bikes and go in off-road places. And we went to a beach called Lara Beach, which is where turtles lay their eggs. I didn't even tell you, did I? When you was like,
no, I know about it because there was I think it was David Attenborough documentary about that beach because it's like the world's biggest beach for sea turtles laying eggs and
no, but I didn't tell you when I went for a walk when you was lying down listening to music. I went for a walk up to the top, and there was a spot where someone had planted in the sand like a sign that said, "Do not disturb, turtles nest here." And it was like, I was like, fucking hell, that's pretty cool, that. And it was just...
But that beach was ace. There was us and 2 other people on the whole
it was
thing.
big. It was big as well. And it was just nice. I put on... I was listening to my favourite album of all time, which is shockingly a Noel Gallagher album, Who Built the Moon, which you should listen to. But
Noel Gallagher built the moon?
No, Who Built the Moon. The
album's called. Okay.
And I was listening to it, and it was just just an amazing kind of experience, just to listen to your favourite music in a beautiful place. And it's just that means more to me than getting smashed and fucking. I mean, it's nice to have a drink, but just the simple things, like, because we've seen some like amazing scenery and stuff, haven't we? And what about them fucking mountain goats we came across as well? I didn't try
we
fucking
didn't
one
come
of them.
on the mountain goats. Let's be clear.
I had to stop Adam from committing bestiality.
I actually video recorded that, and that's going in my Cyprus video that I'll be uploading at some point. So your
what?
Lies
but
will be exposed because you were the one that were off your bike chasing them.
I was trying to get some decent shots.
I was lying back on my bike having a cigarette and filming it. So don't start saying, "Oh, you were after the mountain goats," because in the film you could see you running down there. Go, come here. I'm gonna get this goat to the edge of the cliff.
Happy Day Noel is the one who isn't a total prick. You're right. No, but like, it was nice though, because we were on the mountains, and we were riding down on the bikes, and all of a sudden there was a fucking whole herd of mountain goats, and it was just cool to see these wild animals. In this, and they didn't seem to be bothered by our presence, did they? Do you remember them little baby ones? It's
the baby one was cute. In fact, you can hear how gay you are in that video I took, because you're going, "Oh, there's a little baby!" Oh,
no, but it was cute though. You've got to admit, though, it was just so fucking. Oh, it was so cool.
Sexy.
Well. No, but to be honest, I felt like nicking it and taking it home. You know what I mean? It was just so fucking adorable. To see this little fucking beautiful little fucking goat with its black and brown spots. It was just fucking. It was great. Like, and we just kept. Because we were high up in the mountains as well, weren't we?
Yeah,
And
we
you
were-
could feel the
yeah,
air fucking getting harder to breathe and that. And it was just like some of the views were
Yeah.
just fucking amazing, like, you
Oh,
know.
I mean, having the quads has just been awesome because we've gone off road everywhere and we got to go like places where. In fact, we tried to get to this place the other day called the Adonis Baths because I was like, well, Adonis.
No, we did get there. We just didn't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
pay
we
the
did.
£10
Yeah,
entry
yeah,
fee, did we?
yeah,
Because we're
fuck
tight
that.
asses.
Yeah.
We spent an hour getting there and then it said, oh no, it's €10. Like, fuck that. Like, that just shows how fucking much of a tight ass we are, doesn't it?
But I was like, well, Adonis Baths, where's better for me to bathe? So we started heading down there, and we ended up on these tight. The sign said suitable for all vehicles, and we're driving down there. We're like, this is hard on quad bikes. This is not suitable for any vehicle whatsoever.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't
yeah.
it? You no way you could have got a car down there.
No.
There was a few times as well where you got stuck in the sand and had to push you out, didn't I?
Well, that was today though. That was only once. That was today. Oh no, there was a time earlier, but I got out eventually by just revving it consistently. But that's
Was that on Lyra Beach where I had to push
but
you?
it was
Do you
earlier on.
remember?
It was, to be fair, it was my bad idea because I said, let's drive across the beach, drive the quads through the surf.
No, I think that was a mutual decision, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I was like, that'll be fucking cool. We'll drive through the surf of the beach and we'll go up the other side. And we got down onto the sand and both of our quads were like, we're not having this.
Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, we didn't realise how difficult, because they're not the design for hard surfaces, difficult hard surfaces, but they're not designed for beaches, are they?
Yeah, no, it's like the soft sand. They cannot handle. You've only got one gear, so it's not like you can drop a gear to get more revs or anything. Of course, CK. Well, that's exactly. I was like, Adonis. I am the Adonis of YouTube.
If you say so.
I've got some photos which will also go into the Cyprus video eventually I'll make.
We didn't even say when we went to that shite bar where we were like disgusted with, which I would personally contest is the worst bar I've ever been in. You wrote a review, but it was still in there on their page under the I Wreck Everything, I Wreck Scammers, saying, this is the worst bar I've ever been to. And that's when that guy came out and was like going to beat us up.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with that, was he? No, my review, if I recall, I don't know I don't know how to bring up your old Google reviews you've put on there, but my review said something like €5 for a beer, where every other bar costs €2.50 for a bottle of beer, where every other bar costs €2.50 for a pint. The DJ is using YouTube to do karaoke. Shocking. 1 star. And it was it only had 6 reviews, this place. Planeta Karaoke.
Oh,
it only had 6 reviews, but all of them were 5-star reviews.
There were 6 reviews?
Yeah.
Really?
6 reviews. Yeah, they were all by the staff and friends.
No, I didn't realise there were that many.
No.
No, but do you know what I don't understand? Why has nobody else been in there and wrote a bad review before we did?
I don't know. The thing is, when you've got bars like either side of the place that are selling beers at regular prices, I mean, with karaoke bars, sometimes you do get fucked over. Like
But it wasn't a real karaoke bar because you couldn't see. Right, a song came on, and you couldn't tell who was singing it because they were still sat down in the seat with a microphone. So he was like, who's singing this song? And to make it worse, it was some shite Russian tune that you'd never heard of. So you couldn't see who was singing it. It was a shit song. They couldn't sing properly. You was getting overpriced. It was dark because it was in a dungeon.
It was.
The
it was
bar
like
staff were miserable as fuck. You were getting stared at. There were no attractive women. It was like the worst thing that you could possibly imagine.
It was literally like...
It doesn't get any worse. And we tried to turn it into a positive and said, you know what? It doesn't get any worse than this. It's literally the worst bar ever.
Matt, we did get away from the bar without being beaten up, but you will see because I made 2 videos. I don't know if I'll pop these into the Cyprus video because I was planning to put this video on my IREX Scammers channel saying, like, if you come to Paphos, don't get scammed by going here. However, we kind of left quite swiftly when the big motherfucker came out, going, bravo, bravo.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You'll still have that on
Yeah,
your
you've
phone,
got
won't
that.
you?
Yeah.
That was funny. I've got a funny. Sorry.
That's all right. But like 2 minutes later, I made another review saying, we've been forced to move away because this bastard came out.
But I'm filming him, and he's like, I'm thinking, shit, I don't want him to get his head kicked in here, but I kept gesturing to, you knew something was wrong, didn't you?
Yeah. Only when he came up, sidled up beside me, did I realise that something was amiss.
And he
here.
kept going, he went, bravo, bravo. And like, yeah, fuck you.
But I was trying to make it like a proper travel vlog, wasn't I? Because I was like, well, we're here in Cyprus, and we found literally the worst bar you could ever go to in Cyprus. And the dude who works in there standing right behind me like, what a pair of cunts.
Yeah, and he was built like a brick shit
Yeah.
house as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, you wouldn't have... you wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alleyway.
As we were walking away as well, I was like listening to Mr. Ronins, thinking, is he going to be following us now for fucking kicking our heads in? But yeah.
But looking back, you were filming like if he had done. Obviously, it's quite a large price to pay. But I probably should have turned and said, "Why are you in my shot, motherfucker? This is for my YouTube. Do you know who I am?
How dare you?
How dare you?"
Oh fuck me, man. That was.
I'm not going to phone them up and tell them they're a dump. I'm just saying, if you're going to run a karaoke bar where you charge €5 for a small bottle of beer, then sort yourselves out.
And the thing is, as well, it's advertised, right? What you got to remember about this place is, well, this sounds a bit weird. What you've got to remember, but this place, right, advertised the fact that its identity is a karaoke bar, so it's written on the signs of this place. So you would then think, okay, the karaoke system inside will be good.
Yeah.
And it's YouTube. They are using YouTube karaoke tracks. So it's some guy with a laptop at the end of the bar putting YouTube songs up that people are going to use. And you're like, hang on a minute. Shouldn't it be a proper system? You're charging €5 a drink. You fuck it, and you haven't even got a decent system.
But they were all sitting in their seats while they sung as well. Yeah, it wasn't like they were getting up to be like.
It's actually infuriating me now that we're talking about it.
Like every karaoke bar I've ever been to, the person gets up on the front of the stage. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Because you don't have to be a good singer. If you're a good showman with karaoke, you can have a great time.
And people can laugh at it. It's like, I know I slag off Manchester in England and that, but when you go to a karaoke bar in Manchester, somebody gets up, you can see them and you can hear them and you know who's singing. And it sounds ridiculously obvious, this, but actually, I'm struggling to understand that this actually happened. This actually was real. We're not dreaming, are we? We took some kind of psychedelics and we're off our heads.
No, we didn't. No, to be honest, like, I wish we'd taken anything. That's the trouble, though. You go out to somewhere like that, especially for someone like me. Obviously, Andy's not a habitual smoker as I am. But I was like, I just want a bag of weed and to go home.
Even I did.
Yeah. I was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be.
I know, it's fucking dreadful.
But the trouble is,
but people were enjoying it. There's people in there. Well, I mean, to be fair, they didn't look that happy, did they? But it was just, what a bizarre situation. Like, it amazes me what some people find entertaining.
It was. Oh, I don't think it was even entertaining. I mean, that guy that sang he sang that 7 years old song, didn't he? The only song that was sung in English while we were in there, and that song, like, because it's not a proper karaoke system, it doesn't have like the little ball to tell you which word to sing at which time. So the guy was like singing. He's like, "I'm 7 years old, gonna do some stuff." It was fucking horrible. Like, they were all awful. And in fact, I don't know if you noticed, but when he finished his song, like, everyone else had got a clap. No one clapped him. And he just he just started shouting into the microphone. Like, obviously, because he was An appalling human being.
Oh yeah, fucking hell, yeah. I'm. It's a weird. It was a weird situation that because I'm kind of glad we went there in a way because it. If you go somewhere so bad, I even said to you at the time. I said, you know what? It can never get as bad as that. No matter where you. We went into a shite bar after, and it wasn't even that bad, was it? It was like full of old people. Nothing was going on. But it was
No.
like, at least it wasn't as bad as that
No.
place.
I mean, it was pretty horrible. I still put that tweet out when we were at that second bar. But to be fair, I put that tweet out when we'd been there for like 2 songs, and they played that Baby Shark song, and I put a tweet out saying, "Paphos is hell on earth. Young people come here by mistake, and old people come here to realise that death isn't such a bad option."
Fucking brilliant.
But
I'm still having a great
looking
time.
back, in comparison to the karaoke bar, I would have happily sat there much longer and been like, yeah, do you know what? They did play YMCA, so Andy was well happy. He was like, I'm going to get up there. But he couldn't find 3 other people to be the Indian, the fireman, and
unfortunately,
the cowboy.
Unfortunately, not. Nobody else was up for it. But
sorry, Happy Day. I think we may have confused you there. No, Baby Shark was played in the bar we went to after the karaoke bar, and this is just when we realised, like, where is the middle ground? You know, where are the bars with reasonable music for youngish middle-aged people? Because everyone in there, like, it's just full of like old, horrible people. And young, horrible people. There was like a stag party when we first went in there. And then the people that go, whoop, whoop. Oh, fucking hell.
man.
If I was allowed a gun license, and this is why I'm glad I'm not, but I would shoot everyone in the face that goes, whoop, whoop, during a song.
And people that write it in messages as well. You know, when you text someone or someone puts it on Facebook and they go, whoop, whoop, such and such a body's got married. Oh, fuck you. You don't deserve to be alive. Fuck off.
Yeah. If you've ever said whoop, whoop during a song, should die.
If you've ever said whoop, whoop at any point in your life, die. I'm sorry, but there's no hope for you on this planet.
Yeah. Oh. And the worst thing about it is, though, it's our nation. It's our people.
No, we admit the worst people are us.
Yeah.
It's fucking English people.
Why do we need to go to every European tourist city and ruin it? Hey, Hal. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Why? What? I just don't get it. They do it in Barcelona during the summer, but Paphos is something else. Paphos is just like...
Barcelona maintains a sense of dignity within its craziness, I've noticed, but over here there isn't any dignity. It went long ago.
Yeah.
Like Barcelona. I mean, obviously you lived there. You know, I only visited, but I never got. You know, because we went into the city a few times.
But in all the times you visited me, you never came to Port Olympic. And that you would find Port Olympic very similar to what we saw tonight.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
But
I suppose because the British pretty much overrun everywhere, any kind of popular resort in the world, you're always going to get that, aren't you? You're always going to get the tacky areas where the British
why are the
overrun.
British so misbehaved when they go abroad?
No, but I don't think we are misbehaved. We're just thick as fuck, aren't we? It's not that we're, you know, we are because I've been to Egypt a lot and Thailand, and when I speak to the locals and ask them what their perception of the English are, because it interests me. I'll have to put the shutters on the door. They kind of like us.
Yeah.
Because we're friendly, but we're just stupid.
No, I think you can get good-natured drunk English people, but at the same time you get a whole bunch of drunk English people somewhere, and they just but they go over and they take over. It's like, I want to come to Cyprus to see the Cypriot traditions, and And this is why I'm glad we're staying where we are, which is kind of out of the way in a nice quiet area. And
yeah, that the reason we're staying out here is because you could have your way with me. That's what it is. Nice secluded area, out of the way. I'm all right.
you're not all right, but you were the one that booked this room, this apartment.
Under your approval.
You booked it. You went, oh, let's go here because this will be great for gay rape.
No one can hear him scream.
Yeah.
No, but I think we were talking about this before. As much as we don't want to admit it, because we're getting older or getting old, we don't find the same things as enjoyable that we used to. Like years ago, when I went on lads' holidays and shit, going to these kind of places probably would have enjoyed it. But I'm starting to think that you kind of kid yourself into thinking things are good when they're not.
Yeah, but I mean, I've really enjoyed the stuff we've done in the daytime, like and getting around and seeing stuff on our bikes and getting to places that are out of the way. We went to a lovely bar in the mountains that there was no one there. God knows how it makes any money. But we had a really nice lunch, just a sandwich. But it was, and they brought us free cake. And
Oh yeah, there's a very nice barmaid there. She was lovely, wasn't she, Adam?
She was quite nice, yes. And but they brought us free cake, and she was very kind to us. Like, obviously she was Cypriot, and she was like, "Have you tried Cyprus coffee? You've got to try Cyprus coffee." And it was really nice, but obviously not like the regular tourists don't get up to places like that where we went. So like there's been some really nice things we've done here.
I find
but
your comment
it's sort of all been soiled by going out in Paphos this evening.
But you've got to, in a way, it's vital to experience that, because then it makes you appreciate more the sort of solitude and quietness of being in the non-touristy areas.
But you see, even when we were in that bar, and I don't know if anyone in the chat has watched this, but there's a series I really like made by one of my
You're not going to say anything about Charlie Brooker or Ricky Gervais here, are you?
No, but someone else. My second favourite comedian in the world, Steve Coogan, and Rob Brydon, and it's called The Trip, and it's just them playing themselves. But they go and visit all these restaurants. In the first series, they go to restaurants in Northern England, but they're very posh restaurants. In the second, they go to restaurants in Italy, and in the third, they go to restaurants in Spain. And when we were up there in the mountains having that meal, I was like, this is like the trip. This is what we should be doing. This is cultural. This is like trying to ingest the culture of another country. And when we went to Paphos, I'm like, this is just not what this isn't for me. I'd far rather have something that's more of an experience and find somewhere that's out of the way, that's filled with locals and get to experience that culture and beauty of another country.
Happy Days just made a very good sort of comment there. You find more beauty around you, and when you're not so self-absorbed, when you're older, it's very, very good way of putting it. And it is true, and it's kind of sad in a way, because you're kind of letting go of youth, but at the same time as doing that, you appreciate the better things in life. It's like I get more joy. I know this sounds really corny, but I get more joy out of listening to like music, my favourite artists or songs, and like, you know, in a nice surrounding than anything I could possibly conceive of. You know, and what CK said there, you regret. I don't understand why you say you regret travelling with your parents. You know, you might not have had a choice, but you know, we all.
No, my parents travelled some great places.
Yeah, we all travelled away with their parents when we were young. You know, it's just they take you on holiday and stuff. It's.
If it hadn't been for my parents, like, because now I can sound cultural. I can say to people, "Go, oh, do you know anything about opera?" And I go, "Well, I actually watched Bizet's Carmen in the open air theatre in Verona." At the time, I didn't give a shit for what was going on. But now if someone goes, "What's the most cultural thing you've done?" I go, "Well, I did that. And I wouldn't have done that if it hadn't been for my parents making me go to that." But also, to an extent, this evening, I kind of thought when we were sitting there and we were kind of just slagging everything off, like in the centre of pathos and going, this is shit, it's full of cunts and stag doos and hen pies. And I was like, have we become hipsters? But I don't think we have, because hipsters probably would have gone, well, we're enjoying this ironically, whereas we're just grumpy old men that have grown out of that kind of thing. If we'd found a bar, and we haven't, even last night we went out as well for a little bit in this place called Coral Bay, and even then, like, we couldn't just find one bar that played music we enjoyed.
Yeah, not one.
Not one single bar. It's like every bar is just playing the most tacky. Like, we found one bar that played rap, and I was like, Andy's not into rap, but I was like, look, they're playing rap, let's go in there. And the moment we walked in there, I realised they're playing some fucking, what do you call it when they mix songs together? Like say 6 songs mixed together in a short period. It's called a what?
I don't know what you mean, like a montage or something.
Montage is similar, but it's not the word I'm looking for. Like Jive Bunny used to do.
I know what you mean. I just don't know how to word it.
Yeah, there is a
remix?
word for it, and it's not a remix. No, it's called like a. I want to say montage now, but you've just medley. Thank you, medley.
Well done,
well
Mark.
done, Mark. Thank
Well
you.
done,
A medley,
pal.
yes. They were playing like a medley of rap songs, so we went in there and we've been duped because we walked past and I was like, this song is off Dre 2001, which is one of the most seminal rap albums of the world. Let's go in there. And then we walk in and it suddenly switches into Nicki Minaj. I'm like, this is not what I wanted to hear. If you're going to play the next episode, play the full fucking thing. Don't just play 30 seconds of it and then mix it into some horrible rap song from the last 10 years.
Guys, you can see how much it enraged us. CK just said, it was more the fact of neither of my parents were adventurous. We just went to like 5 tourist traps. But I mean, to be fair, CK, isn't that generally what, you know, this is only from my personal experience. When I went away with my parents, you kind of go to tourist place, don't you? That's kind of what happens. You know, you'd have to be quite lucky if your parents took you to places that weren't tourist traps and took you to, you know, the secluded, the real parts of the country. I think it'd be very rare, really, because like where we are now in this town, this isn't touristy at all. Well, there's a lot of British people here, but people that have moved over here.
Well, I think the street we're living on, because I was thinking about this actually, because you look at most of the houses around here, and this is the only terraced street in the whole fucking town. So these are probably as lovely as this apartment is, these are probably the cheapest apartments.
I can't drink that. No, because if we're gonna, I can just see it now. If I have another one of them and we try and have a decent day tomorrow, I'll be fucked.
Fuck it, I'm drinking mine.
No, fair play to you. It's just, don't forget though, I've spent all day today rough as fuck.
Well, you were hungover yesterday. I didn't drink today, so I'm making up for it tonight.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I mean, I didn't drink yesterday. Today I'm making up for it. We were very responsible yesterday because, of course, we've got our quads, so we wanted to go out, but one of us couldn't drink, so I
very kindly intervened.
Yes, I very kindly intervened and didn't drink. It's very unlikely we would have ever been pulled over by the police or anything, but if we'd had an accident or something, we would have fucked up our whole insurance with the quad bike people, so I'd rather not take that risk. Again, probably a sign of growing old, being more responsible. My parents took me to the Eiffel Tower, CK. You know, it's not somewhere I don't think I wouldn't be desperate to go back, but at least I can say I've seen it. Very thankful for the places my parents took me to. And I guess, I suppose a lot of the places my parents took me to were kind of tacky, like, no offense, because there might be people here from these places, but like California and America, and but I was very lucky. In fact, I don't know if anyone remembers, you'd have to be fairly old, I suppose. But the only reason we got to go to, I can't remember whether it was Florida or California, was because of the whole reason that the Hoover Company went out of business. Because they gave away free flights to America with every Hoover bought, and then realised they couldn't afford to do that. So my parents bought a Hoover, and we got free flights, and that's why I got to go to America as a kid, which was cool. But yeah, like if I went to America personally, those are not the places I would like to see. Going to America, I like to go to like the Appalachian Mountains, and I like to go and see places that other people. I mean, America's such a vast and expanse country. I'd like to just go and find some backwater town and see what it's like. But yeah, Terry, they did do that. And that's what put them out of business. That's why you can't buy Hoovers anymore. Literally, the company that branded the vacuum cleaner went out of business because they gave away free flights. Haddock Man, I didn't go to Thailand. That was Andy. Oh, and Mark, my parents did Route 66 last year, so they're kind of cultural and cool. My parents, they know what they're doing sometimes, but they did Route 66 in a rented people carrier. And I was like, Dad, you can't do that. If you're doing Route 66, you've got to do it in a rented Corvette or Dodge Challenger or something. Hey, Karen, lovely to see you here. But this is kind of how I feel about everywhere I go. I'd far rather go and meet the real people from those real towns and see the things this is something I just don't get about British people. We want to go away and we want the good weather.
They don't want to go away though.
But they don't. They want the creature comforts.
Yeah. It's like basically what they want. They want to be at home but be in the sun. They're not interested in difference. They're not interested in experiencing a different way of life or appreciating how other people live. They want basically their own life in the sun, so they want shite beer, shite television,
McDonald's.
Shite food. That's maybe some harsh judgments, but it's true. And if you look at Benidorm,
they want the UK with sunshine.
Yeah,
they want all their home comforts with sunshine.
We're a very close-minded fucking group of people, really.
Oh no, absolutely. And it's ridiculous. And because of the UK, I was thinking about this earlier. Obviously, the UK used to have a huge monopoly on much of the world, and to an extent, they still do. But it's just different now. It's like you go to any huge tourist area in Europe, and it's overrun with Irish and English bars and. Why? Just why? Why do you want to go to somewhere and make that country the same as it is back home? Isn't it much better to go to a foreign country and go, I've seen that country, I've learned a bit of that language, I've tried to meet those people, and I don't know.
No, but it's true though, isn't it? Some people go away and they've not really been away, if that makes any sense. You've not. What have you done? You've been away and you've drunk some.
How was the food? Oh well, it was all McDonald's.
Yeah,
fuck off.
Or even you go away and you have I know we've had a couple of English breakfasts, but you go away.
They were cheap though, weren't they?
Yeah, no, they were fucking good, weren't they?
Yeah.
But we're guilty of it. We are English, so there are going to be some things when we come over here that are going to be indicative of how we've been fucking brought up. But I think it is just age, isn't it? But it's interesting. Some people never grow up. Some people never get to that point where they like experiencing different cultures or like doing different things. Some people just carry on doing the same boring, mundane things and chatting shit.
But isn't it so much more exciting to go to a restaurant where you don't understand the menu and go, okay, I'm going to have this and we'll see what comes and I'm going to taste it and see what happens. And Anna's just said as well, I had gyros today. What I didn't realise is gyros is actually very similar to the kebab that we get back home in the UK. because there's a huge Turkish and Arabic influence in the UK's. But gyros is basically, you can get that on every street corner in the UK. But I had it today and I was very happy because the place I went in to get it, there was no one speaking English whatsoever. The guy didn't even understand me when I was trying to say to him, which is better, the chicken or the beef? And eventually he just went, do you want both chicken and beef? And I went, yeah, give me a chicken and beef gyro. But I came home and I was like, this is the closest to an English kebab I've had since I've been here. Because what we've mostly been eating is what's called souvlaki, which is like a kebab on a skewer, which is very nice, really nice. But I was quite happy to get it, but at the same time I was a little bit upset because I got home and I started eating it. I got halfway through and I'm like, this really needs chili sauce. But I didn't want to upset the man by saying, have you got some chili sauce to put on it? Baklava, they don't seem to have here, or we haven't found it. Baklava's more of a Turkish thing. Now, of course, Cyprus, the northern half of Cyprus is Turkish, but we're staying in the southern side, so no, we haven't had baklava. I used to get great baklava in Barcelona, and I miss that stuff so much. Like an espresso and a piece of baklava, oh, you can't beat it. Like pistachio baklava, that's if we find somewhere over the next couple of days that does baklava, we'll have to. There must be some Turks that have made their way into this side of the island, and we
Hopefully
need to find
not. Oh shit!
You racist bastard. But hopefully we can find some good baklava here, because that's one of my favourite things. I used to really enjoy that in Barcelona because there's a lot of restaurants there. There's a little place in, where was that place you went to meet the girl?
I don't know.
Posh place, and you were telling me about how great it was.
Gracia.
Gracia. In Gracia, there's a beautiful little. It looks like a kebab shop from the outside, but you go in and you go through to the back, and they've got a tea room where they serve.
That's a nice place. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
Some it's fucking amazing little town.
But they've got in the back, they'll serve you tea and baklava, and it's so good. So if I could get some proper baklava out here, I'll be very happy, because that's like my favourite pudding in the world. That and sticky toffee pudding, which is very British.
Cheesecake.
But I'm not that keen on cheesecake, but then I'm not that keen on cheese.
It doesn't really taste.
It doesn't taste of cheese at all, does it?
No. Obviously, it's totally within your realm to carry on, but I'm going to retire.
No, I really need to use the bathroom. We've been going over an hour.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Though, like, if you've enjoyed this stream, which I hope you have, and please do caress that like button with.
Caress. What's the difference between caress and just pressing it?
Because people that subscribe to me are sensitive, well-natured people of the world.
Okay.
That also have beautiful genitalia.
Okay, we're getting really weird now, guys. It's definitely time to end this stream.
So
Adam's getting freaky.
Anyone that's
apparently you all have beautiful
you can
genitalia.
tell Andy's not been paying attention to my scam-baiting streams, has he? He doesn't know. Because as I say, anyone that subscribes to me must have a huge cock or a beautiful clitoris. So I suggest you use that.
Okay.
I suggest that you use that to hit the like button. And but yes, I do need to use the bathroom, and we've had a very.
They really wanted to know that.
We've had a very naughty cigarette inside, so I'm going to go back out on the balcony to have my last cigarette of the day. However, guys, I have been taking some video footage, lots of photos, and I'm going to try and splice.
Splice is a good word.
Yeah, splice together some, make it into a little holiday video, and I'll be uploading it at some point. But obviously, we've got a few more days to go, so yeah, there should be hopefully a good, because most of the videos we've taken so far, it starts off like, oh, look at me, here I am in the Tomb of Kings, and then Andy walks in like, oh, here's the gayest man in the world, and it just descends into gay jokes. So So hopefully it's not going to be too. I need to sort it out and try and make.
Can you imagine that though, with all the gay shit that we've been talking about? Can you imagine if we did like a video from somewhere that was like a proper gay place?
Like Mykonos.
How crazy it'd be! Oh, here we are! Oh, fucking, let's have a bit of this, you fucking gay motherfuckers! I'll kill you! I'll kill all of you! Especially you in the jury. Chow there, that's chow there. I'll kill you! I'll kill all of you! Well, that didn't go well.
But yeah, so we've been going over an hour, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've taken time out of our holiday to please you, so the least you can do is pleasure us by caressing that like button. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us. There will be certainly something with video and words and such coming soon in regards to our trip in Cyprus. If what I'm planning to do is get some masking tape and strap my phone to my helmet.
What the fuck are you going on about, man?
So that I can show you the quad bike paths we've been riding.
Guys, can I just say goodbye on his behalf, right? He's rambling now. It's been a pleasure.
I do have a habit of rambling. Thank you, CK. We will be enjoying, and Hey Luke Dog, and everyone that's joined us. Thank you so much for taking your time out to come and join us. And I will be uploading a video of me bathing myself like an Adonis.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't stop him.
But yeah, no, I really want to make a video of me quad biking, because just when we were driving down those tracks today, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Really good fun. Really good fun.
For all the shit, for all the terrible evening we had trying to be normal people this evening, we've done some really cool stuff. I think you guys would enjoy it if I can make some kind of first-person camera action quad biking, because today we've been up mountains and down beaches and down paths that you couldn't get a car down, but on the quads we have been. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Gay?
Not that. That's just your word. That's just your favourite word. Andy, what should we do today? Gay!
What time is it, Andy?
Gay! It's gay time!
Gay time.
It's gay o'clock.
You know what that means, don't you?
Gay? Yes!
You got it in one.
Oh, no, I didn't. Right, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we will catch you very soon. There may be another stream before we even leave. We've got another couple of days.
Maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, yeah, do whatever you want.
Do whatever
you want. Just do what makes you happy. Don't go out where there's loads of English cunts. That's basically the moral of the story. English people are the worst, with the exception of the ones who subscribe to me, who are the best, because they understand the intelligence.
Come on, stop. You are rambling now. You really are rambling.
Right, I'm going to stop it. The thing is, I'm worried the moment I stop this stream, he's going to start trying to touch me.
Yeah, but I could do that now if I wanted to. I'm not going to do.
No, you won't, because I'll be like, oh, and then I'll have witnesses. So you're waiting for the stream to shut down to be like, oh, can I put some suntan lotion on your knob?
What, at midnight?
Yeah, you're going to need it for the morning. Don't be going out there on your quad bike without some suntan lotion on your knob. I've got it on mine. In fact, I'm not even going to use my hand. I'm going to use my own knob and rub it on yours. Right, thanks, guys, and we will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everyone, and good night. Say good night.
Bye. Good night, everyone.